Tonight, you are going to do something incredibly dangerous. You are going to close your eyes. You are going to go completely still. Your muscles will relax, your breathing will slow, your senses will dim, and for the next 7 to 8 hours, you will be almost entirely defenseless. You won't hear the footsteps. You won't smell the danger. You won't see anything at all. And yet, you are going to sleep anyway. You always do. Now, here is the question that should have kept every human alive frightened every single night of their lives. Why don't the predators come? You are lying there, unconscious, soft, warm, slow. You are the perfect meal, and the forest is full of things that eat meat. So why does the lion walk past the sleeping zebra? Why does the wolf circle the camp and then disappear? Why does almost every predator on Earth seem to follow one unspoken rule? Do not attack the sleeping ones. Most people assume it's simple. They think predators just prefer moving prey, or that they can't find sleeping animals in the dark. But that is not the answer. The real answer is about fear, risk, and a survival calculation so ancient it is wired into the DNA of every hunter that has ever lived. And the most unsettling part? That same calculation still runs inside you. Right now. Every time you go to sleep. Stay till the end. Because the last part of this story will completely change the way you think about the 8 hours you spend unconscious every single night. Let's go back to the beginning. You are a predator, not a metaphor. Actually a predator. You are a lion living on the Serengeti. You haven't eaten in 3 days. You are lean, powerful, and desperate. And right in front of you, lying in the tall grass, is a wildebeest. It's asleep. It's not moving. Its eyes are closed. You could be on it in 4 seconds. So why don't you go? Here's the reason most people never consider. You cannot afford to get hurt. A lion with a broken leg does not recover. A lion with a cracked rib starves to death. A wolf with a deep kick wound to the belly dies slowly over days. In the wild, injury is almost always a death sentence. And a sleeping animal is not a defenseless animal. This is the first thing that separates nature from our assumptions. A sleeping wildebeest still has hooves. Hooves that can shatter a lion's skull with one panicked kick. A sleeping buffalo still has horns. A sleeping porcupine still has quills. A sleeping zebra still has a full set of teeth and the ability to bite with bone-crushing force. And here is the terrifying part. When a sleeping animal is startled, it does not wake up slowly. It does not stretch and look around. The fear response fires before conscious thought begins. Muscles fire before the brain even registers danger. The animal is already moving, already kicking, already fleeing, before it is technically awake. Researchers studying predator attacks have found something remarkable. The risk of injury during an attack on a stationary, apparently sleeping prey animal is almost as high as attacking one that is already running, because the prey is not as defenseless as it looks. But that is only the first reason. And the second one is even stranger. Most animals are not fully asleep when they look like they are sleeping. Think about that for a second. You have probably seen a bird sitting still on a branch with both eyes closed. Looks completely unconscious, right? It is not. Many birds, dolphins, seals, and even some reptiles have a neurological ability that we humans do not have. It is called Unihemispheric slow-wave sleep, which means exactly what it sounds like. One half of the brain sleeps while the other half stays awake. The sleeping hemisphere rests and repairs. The awake hemisphere keeps monitoring the environment, keeps scanning for threats, keeps one eye literally open. Not a metaphor. Literally one eye open. Scientists confirmed this in experiments as far back as the 1970s. Neurologist Lyudmila Mukhametov documented it clearly in dolphins, and later researchers extended the findings across dozens of species. A flock of ducks sleeping in a row will arrange themselves so that the ducks on the outer edges have their outward eye open, while the ducks in the middle of the group can sleep with both eyes closed. They are running a biological security rotation in their sleep. They always know you are there. So a predator approaching a sleeping bird, a sleeping dolphin, a sleeping seal, is not sneaking up on something unconscious. It is approaching something that is half awake, fully alarmed, and already calculating its escape. That changes everything. But wait, what about animals that do sleep deeply? Animals that don't have this split brain ability? Here's where it gets even more fascinating. They solved the problem differently. They solved it together. This is sentinel behavior. and it is one of the most elegant survival solutions evolution has ever produced. In a herd of meerkat, impala, or certain birds, the group never sleeps at the same time. There is always at least one animal awake, one set of eyes scanning the perimeter. And when that sentinel spots a threat, it calls, it stamps, it moves, and the entire group snaps to attention in under a second. The predator does not face one sleeping, defenseless animal. It faces an entire alarm system with legs. Researchers studying meerkat colonies found that sentinel shifts rotate in a pattern that matches sunlight levels. Different individuals take the dangerous exposed watch position at different times. There is no leader assigning it. The behavior emerges on its own, driven by biology and survival pressure refined over millions of years. The group is the defense. And here is where you come in, because humans did this too. Imagine you are an early human. No shelter, no walls, no fire yet. The African savanna at night is not quiet. It is alive with sound, and not all of those sounds are prey. Your band sleeps close together. Someone is always lighter in sleep than the others. Someone's eyes are always half open. The slightest crack of a twig sends a tremor of alertness through the group before anyone has consciously registered it. This is why human sleep is not uniform across the night. You do not sleep in one long, flat wave of unconsciousness. Your body cycles through light sleep and deep sleep in roughly 90-minute rotations. And research suggests that in ancestral group conditions, those cycles may have been slightly staggered between individuals. Matthew Walker, sleep researcher at UC Berkeley, has noted that human sleep architecture, especially the prevalence of lighter sleep stages, may partly reflect an evolutionary heritage of communal vigilance. You were never meant to be the only one sleeping. You were designed to be part of a group where someone was always almost awake. But there is still one more reason predators avoid the sleeping, and this one might be the darkest of all. It is about what happens when the attack fails. When a predator attacks a sleeping prey animal and that animal escapes, which happens more often than you would think, the prey does not just run away. It changes. Prey animals that have survived predator encounters show dramatically altered behavior afterward. They eat less, move less, and sleep far more fitfully. Biologists call this the landscape of fear. It is the idea, developed extensively by researchers including Joel Brown and John Laundré in the early 2000s, that predation risk reshapes not just individual animals, but entire ecosystems. Prey animals carry the psychological weight of near-death encounters. And this changes where they eat, where they sleep, and how alert they remain. But here is the thing that makes this relevant to predator behavior. A prey animal that survives an attack is now maximally alert. It now knows the predator exists in this territory. It communicates that alarm to the group. The entire local population becomes harder to hunt. A failed ambush costs the predator more than a missed meal. It costs them the advantage of being underestimated. This is why many predators, wolves, big cats, wild dogs seem to do almost theatrical amounts of patience before striking. They are not lazy. They are calculating. They are waiting for the exact moment when the risk of failure is lowest and the cost of failure is highest for the prey. Attacking the sleeping is rarely that moment, because sleeping prey, for all the reasons we've covered, is not actually easy prey. The sleeping animal has hooves. It has alarm systems, it has groups, it has half a brain still running, and if it escapes, it makes the predator's whole life harder. The math just doesn't work. So the predator waits. For the distracted, for the sick, for the young, for the separated, for the animal who has made a mistake. And now, here is the part that should sit with you. You are reading this or listening to it at some point in your day. Maybe you are on a couch. Maybe it is late at night. Maybe you are already a little tired. Tonight you are going to go somewhere dark and quiet, and you are going to go completely unconscious for hours. And your body is going to do something remarkable. It is going to run every single one of these ancient protocols. Your sleep will be light in cycles, not deep the entire time. Your brain will push certain sounds, sudden noises, changes in breathing nearby, footsteps, through to awareness even in deep sleep. This is why you can sleep through a thunderstorm but wake instantly when someone says your name. Your ancestral brain is still on watch. It is still listening for the footstep in the grass. It still does not fully trust the dark. And the reason you feel genuinely safe in a locked room, in a bed, with walls around you, the reason you can sleep at all, is that every generation of your ancestors before you solved this problem just well enough to survive until morning. They slept in groups, they kept the fire burning, they kept one ear open. They woke to sounds that no longer exist in your world. And they did it 1,000 nights in a row, so you could do it without thinking. The predators didn't attack the sleeping ones, and the sleeping ones became you. So the next time you feel anxious about going to sleep, the next time your brain runs through every worry before you close your eyes. Remember, that is not a malfunction. That is the oldest safety check in the world. Still running, still watching, still keeping you alive. It just hasn't gotten the update yet.